Hi guys, I'm Tom and welcome to another video. You join me in my garden where I'm going to show you what I'm currently doing to train my shoulders. I'm creating these videos as I want to show you that you can just as effectively train to build lean muscle from home. These are not workouts like your mum or your dad would buy on a DVD and jump around in front of the TV. These are workouts that are simply an alternative for people like you and me who don't have the time or simply can't be bothered with the hassle of actually going to the gym. If you're like me at all, then you probably have a full-time job and sometimes even have to work away. So you know how hard it can actually be. So that is why I want to show you this workout along with all my other workouts I have on this channel to show you that you can get just as good results by training with little or no equipment from home. So as you can see here, I'm starting my first exercise, which is handstand push-ups. Now I'm starting with handstand push-ups because this is an exercise that I really want to improve on. So I'm doing it first when I have most energy. And that applies to all other exercises. So anything that you want to get stronger on, I would always recommend doing it first when you've got your most energy, because then you're most likely to get reps out. If you're already fatigued, then you may struggle. So the other thing that I'll do, as you can see, is I move on to a pike push-up when I can't get any more reps out. So I like to aim for 6 reps if I'm doing a difficult exercise or it's a strength exercise. And if I can't quite reach 6 reps or 4, maybe 5, then I will move on to an easier version. So for example, handstand push-ups, an easier version is the pike push-up, which is what I then move on to. So when doing a big compound movement, it's good to always rest between sets for, I always recommend, around 2 minutes. If you're struggling to get reps out, like so for me, I got to a point where I was only doing say 3, maybe 4 reps, and what I'm training for is to build a little bit more size, and that really isn't enough reps to do that. So what I tend to do is I just rest for a little bit longer, which gives me more chance of actually getting some decent reps out. Resistance band, which you'll see a lot of coming up, is the shoulder press. So the shoulder press is, well, I personally do the shoulder press along with the handstand push-ups because it allows me to do more reps on a movement that I think is pretty effective for building good shoulders. So as I was saying earlier, I don't get a huge amount of reps out with handstand push-ups and pike push-ups. So what I like to do is I like to get a medium strength resistance band and do single arm shoulder presses. It just allows me to put more time under tension on my shoulders, and I feel a really good burn when doing this. With this exercise, I like to do slow and controlled movement. So as you can see, I'm not just letting the band pull my arm straight back down. What I'm doing is I'm pushing up explosively and then controlling the contraction on the way down. Again, I think it's just a much better way of doing the movement, and it keeps the tension on the shoulder for a longer period of time. So next exercise I move on to is the lateral raise. These are by far my favourite shoulder exercise you can do. You can see the muscle working as you're doing it, and it really gets a good burn as you're doing the exercise. One thing that I make sure I focus on is keeping my hand slightly in front of my chest, so a slight bend in my arm. So the top of my arm should stay adjacent to my side, but I have my hand slightly in front of my chest. Reason I do this is because when I had a completely straight arm, I could feel my shoulder grinding. Didn't have any pain, but I could feel it grinding, so I thought probably best not to do that. So I have a slight bend in my arm, and that just seems to stop the grinding, but I still get the same focus on my shoulder. The other thing that I do is I never let my arm drop down completely. So as you can see, as the resistance band is kind of pulling my arm down towards my side, I don't let it come all the way down to my side. What I do is I make sure that the tension stays on my shoulder, rather than letting it drop all the way down and then lose the tension, and I'm essentially resting. So I make sure that I keep the tension there, I don't drop it all the way down to my side, and therefore I get the best out of the exercise. So the next exercise is front raises. So these are a very good exercise for working the front of my shoulder, so the front delt. A lot of other people, not just me, will tell you that the front of your delt gets a lot of attention because of a lot of presses that you do. So when you do a push-up, shoulder presses, a lot of these are focusing on the front of your shoulder. So I just do front raises just to balance it out, just to only just do one set on there, just to make sure that I have actually worked that muscle specifically and I've isolated it. So what I quite often do though is I will superset this with my lateral raises. So I'll do a nice, I'll say a nice easy way. I'll again be aiming to do between 8 and 12 reps, but a nice comfortable weight, shall we say. And make sure that I have good strict form. So again, I'm not letting the band come all the way down. What I'm doing is I'm keeping the tension, I'm slowly dropping it down, and then exploding up again. The other thing as well that is quite important, and you will feel this when you do the exercise, is you've got to make sure that you keep your hands apart. Bringing your hands together as you lift up is more of a chest exercise. So make sure that you keep your hands apart to stop the tension moving onto your chest. So last exercise I do here is ring dips. Now this is a brilliant exercise, and you can do it with your chest workout or your shoulder workouts. Now I understand, unlike the other exercises I've shown you, this can be difficult as you do need some sort of equipment. I have a pull-up bar, as you can see, that I've got in my garden here. If you don't have the space to do that, you can buy pull-up bars online or from Amazon that just clip into your doorway. The rings, they were again 20-30 pounds, so you can just hang them from the bar. So you could do it in a doorway at home if you don't have a setup like I've got here. Absolutely brilliant exercise. You'll feel it pretty much everywhere in your upper body, and you'll see some really good gains once you start doing it. Now, you may try and do this and find that it's very difficult because, well, as you can see, I'm struggling here and I only managed to get a few reps out. I also do this with my chest exercise as well though, so I'm trying to improve in this area. But if you are struggling with ring dips, I would recommend doing it with with a dip bar. So where you've got parallel bars. Again, you can buy them online, or if you don't, or if you can't, or you don't have the space for them, then if you push two chairs together, then you can put your hands on the chairs and dip in between the chairs. Again, brilliant exercise. So one thing that I do want to address is that you would have seen me do no exercises to target my rear delt, so the back of my shoulder. This is because I actually do my rear delts when I train my back or when I am doing any sort of pull exercises. So I have done a push-pull leg split before, in which case I will then do my rear delts, the back of my shoulders, on my pull days or back days. I believe that your muscles are designed to work together, and rear delts are more for a pulling motion rather than a pushing exercise that I've done today. Anyway guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you like the content and want to support the channel, then please like the video, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you can get notified when I release more content just like this. The workout and equipment I have used is all in the description below. Thanks for watching.